Hello, everyone. Today we have something from my Patreon supporters, and not specifically someone who made a request, which is the thing I do at the top levels. Instead, this is just a suggestion that happened to come from my Patreon. So, someone said that because I did Transformer opening themes, it's only fair that I also do Kamen Rider opening themes, and you know what? I agree. So that is what we are doing today. We have with us my traditional tier list grade. We have Holy Grail, Premium Price, Retail Release, Bargain Bin, and for the absolute worst, you gotta go to the flea market. But that being said, I don't think any of the songs on this list are bad. Similar to my last tier list, this is more just a thought experiment as to how do I differentiate the best from the worst amongst a group of things that are all relatively good. So, it's going to be much more opinionated. It's going to be much more subjective because music is a very subjective thing. What makes sense to me in a tier list will not make sense to you. What my favorite songs are may not necessarily agree with what your favorite songs are. That said, I'm going to try and grade it based on how good I personally think the song is and how well it fits the writer series that it's a part of. So, judge it by that. And keep in mind, I'm going to be all over the place. So, let us begin. Now, I'm keeping this to just the Heisei riders because that is a finite list. It will never increase from here on out. And I'm throwing in the Amazons because it technically falls in the same time frame. So, and we'll start with the Amazons and Season 1 Armor Zone. Now, these are much heavier songs than your typical Kamen Rider themes. And that is not a bad thing. I do like both Armor Zone and Die Set Down, the second season's theme song. Both very intense songs. Um, as far as fitting the theme of the series, I mean, whenever it played in at the outro, it does like have this nice hit to it. Like it does kind of feel like it finishes off the show nicely. The shows have more of a horror, like a J horror slant to them that I kind of wish there was like a darker tone to the songs, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. So I think both of them should probably be fairly high on the list, not amongst my favorites, but ones that I would like to listen to. So both of them I'm going to put in premium for now. I think they're about even as far as how much I like them because they're both by the same singer. So that kind of makes sense for now. So that's where we're gonna settle for Amazons. All right. So we're gonna separate up a little bit here now. So we got Blade Brave Round Zero. If we're doing Kamen Rider Blade, um, this one I'm not as much a fan of. I think it's because of that chorus, like the Blade Brave chorus, where the girl is just singing these really long repetitive words very long, like that part kind of like I don't know, that the part doesn't work for me so much. Like I said, it's not a bad song. I can listen to it just fine. I'm gonna put it lower. I'm gonna put it bargain bin for now. Keep in mind, it's still not a bad song, but when I think of like which ones I want to go to and like listen to straight away, Round Zero is like I will listen to it if it comes up in a playlist, but I will never specifically go to it to listen to it. The other theme, Elements, that one strikes me a little bit better. It's not as high energy. It's not a very fast. It's not as fast a song as some of these others, but I like the tone of it. I do like the sound of it. I think it would go a little bit higher, but it's still not one where I'm like, yeah, I gotta listen to Elements right now. So we're going to put him one step higher. All right. There's where it goes. All right. Hibiki is where it gets weird here. So theme song 1, Kagayaki. Now, the problem here is that the show was not originally developed as a Kamen Rider series. It was going to be a Kamen Rider alike. So it's hard to fairly judge what it was going to be. In the earlier days, it just doesn't fit in with a lot of the other Rider series, and fans of the series will say that's for the best. In the terms of theme song, it fits this ancient Japanese tone that they're going for, but it just doesn't strike me. Like, this is like a theme that I would never go and personally listen to myself. The second theme song, I will admit, I wasn't even really aware of until recently. Hajimari no Kimi e. It's a much more, Kamen Rider centric song. It's still trying to fit the theme and like it have that same energy of Hibiki, but it does have a nicer sound to it. If we were doing outros, I would definitely put Hibiki way up there because I think Hibiki's got a fantastic sounding outro. It's this huge epic song, that builds like really nicely. This song, it's better. It's better. It's still a little bit odd. It's still a little odd sounding compared to a lot of other Rider shows, but it works. It works. It keeps a unique tone without being like too departed. So I'll put it mid-level. And that's probably because I've not had too much exposure to the song. If I gave it more listens and listened to it back to back with other songs, okay, that might have been higher up. Kuga. So, welcome to the section where we just talk about like straight up like it's a very theme songy song where it actually just talks about Kuga all the time throughout the theme. Most Rider series do not do that. In fact, there are only a handful that even mention the writer's name in the series, in the song. So, Kuga's theme is not bad. It does have a nice climb to it. It does have a nice build up. I still think it's kind of mid-tier song-wise. I mean, again, it's one that I like. Wouldn't go to it, though. It's fine. It's a fine theme song. All right? So, nothing terribly exciting to it for me. And it gives the earlier, right? It's earlier Heisei, so, they didn't put too much, like, force behind it. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. So, like, we've got Agito up next. And I really do like Agito's theme. Theme, I think, is a pretty strong thing. I like the tone of it. Because Agito is this mystery story, I like this kind of somber tone to it that kind of, like, hits the chorus a little bit harder. I mean, I am definitely more into the song. So, it's probably going to be one notch above. It's going to be down to the lower. I'm not going to let my Agito love, like, blind me here. I know there's much better theme songs than Count Zero. Also, I will say, this list does not include the 24/7 version that was for the end of the series. I actually prefer the 24/7 version, but it's basically the same song with different lyrics, so you might as well equate the two. Alright, Ryuki. If you watch this channel long enough, you know I have certain feelings about Ryuki. Ryuki was never a series that really thrilled me, but we're not talking about the show itself. We're talking about the song, which is Alive, a Life. And again, it's not one I go to right offhand. I mean, it's an okay theme. Even as I sit here and kind of think about it, I can't like pull the song out of my head as cleanly as I can other Rider themes. It doesn't stand out to me as much. So, like, this isn't me constantly ragging on Ryuki because I'm not big on the series. It's just nothing about it really like stands out to me that much, and that includes the theme song. Now it takes till now for me to really get it going in my head how it sounds. And again, it's okay. It's okay. It's not something I would immediately go to. I do like it better than Blade Brave. I'll say that. So higher up on the bargain bin, but still not one that I'm terribly thrilled with. Justifies. Alright, this one I do like. See, it's hard for me to start, like, describing music. I've never been terribly good at describing music, which is one reason why I was hesitant to do this list in the first place, but, yeah, Faiz is a decent theme song. Again, it's somewhere in the middle because it doesn't stand out horribly, but I do enjoy it. So I think it's I think it's somewhere right around there, right in the middle of retail release. That might change. That might change because I'm probably going to just like recycle these songs through my head at the end of this and go, well, okay, I wasn't being fair. Once we get into like later Heisei and the stuff that's like much more current in my head because the shows are newer, then we're gonna get into it. Kabuto. I do like Next Level. And this one has again, I think this one fits the show that it's part of pretty well. It has this like there's a particular tone of it to get the speed of the show across, to get like some of the eeriness across. I think it works. This one I would put higher. I'm deciding it's either upper retail or lower premium. I'm going to put it lower premium for now. We're still waiting for the Holy Grail stuff, and the Holy Grail stuff is going to come in like later Heisei. So don't worry, we're going to get there. You might get there a little bit faster now. Look at some of these others. All right. Climax Jump. Deno. This one, you talk about appropriate for the series. You talk about fitting the feel of the series. This one, it's a jumpy little dance number. It gets across like the time travel adventure part of it. It's bright, it's bright and energetic, so it's very perfect for the Taros. And man, it's catchy. Like, I think there's a reason outside of just how like super marketable Deno ended up being. I think there is something to the theme being so catchy and so malleable. There's so many versions of Climax Jump, and they're all pretty good. So I feel like this one does deserve in the Holy Grail. It's just an addictive song. It might not be the top Holy Grail. I might not put it in my top 5 now that I think about it, but I definitely want to put it up there. All right. Break the Chain. Kiva was my first Kamen Rider, so this is always going to have something of a fondness to me. Like, you always remember your first kind of thing. This is the first Kamen Rider theme song I ever heard, and I like this one a lot. It is a heavier theme song, a lot of electric guitar in there, and I love the violin playing through it, not only because that ties to the show's theme, and the song itself is, Break the Chain. Like, it fits the theme. Like, there's some of these that are just like really good songs that are just attached to a Kamen Rider series, like Elements for me doesn't connect terribly much to Blade. It doesn't feel like it's specifically written for Blade, but Break the Chain feels like it's written for Kiva. I want to put it up high. It's just like, it's a fascinating song for me to listen to because it's heavy, but it still works in a classical instrument. It's interesting. All right. Decade. Whew. This one, I'll tell you right now, this one's going up higher. Journey Through the Decade, again, fits the theme of the series. It has this kind of mystery, otherworldly feel to it. Yeah, and it's good at conveying just like the journey and the legend of the riders. It's appropriate for the anniversary series. It's not a heavy song, but it sounds really good. I love the style of it. All right, so that one goes very high. That one goes very high in the Holy Grail. That might crack my top 5 by the time we're done here. So, double. All right, WBX Extreme. So where does Double Boiled Extreme go? All right, so, man. You want to talk about working classic instruments into a modern song, like the horns in this to kind of get that kind of like detective vibe into the song? And like it's like literally describing Futo and it's describing the series. Like this one is, very much tailored to fit into the show. Love the background singing in this one too. Like, it works really well as it's mixing. I feel like it's super appropriate to have a song with both a male and a female singer with two very distinct voices from each other, considering the theme of the two-in-one detective. Yeah, it's a good theme. It's a really good theme. Up to the Holy Grail you go. All right. O's. A little bit of ska for you. And I love that the musical theme of this show kind of plays out in everything, including the theme song. Anything Goes is a fantastic theme song, too. Again, high energy. Fits the theme of the series, I feel like. It's just a matter of, like, where do I place it? I don't think I would place it quite as high. I love this song, and it's definitely one I go to, but I don't think it's quite Holy Grail. Now, like, when I sit here and just think about trying to compare everyone together, yeah, O's is great, but I don't think it's, like, quite at my top tier. Fourze. All right, so again, fits the theme of the series. It's bright, it's poppy, it's a very friendly song. You know, there's nothing terribly heavy to it. It is a very fast-paced song, though. It's a weird one. It's a weird one that talks about it talks about handling hamburgers. Like, it's bizarre because it's trying to convey, like, high school life and, like, the teenage experience with also, like, being on this cosmic adventure. It's kind of a difficult one to parse. It's not terribly high on my lists. This is one where I kind of like the remixes of it better. Rider Chips did it as part of their, like, anniversary album thing. I like that one better. And there's another song on this list I like their version better. But for this one, I don't think I want to put it as low as Bargain Bin. It's not, like, a terribly thrilling song to me, but I don't think, like, it's memorable and it fits. It fits. So I want to put it a little bit higher than Ryuki and Blade. So I think it's fine right there for now. Maybe room to reevaluate once we're finished here at the end. Wizard. Life is Showtime. I don't mind this one either. There is something about the tone. There is something about the tone of the singing to this one that doesn't quite click for me. I mean, it almost feels like the song wasn't written for the guy who sung it, because the singer doesn't feel like it quite matches what it's going for, which is weird, right? Like, the guy who made the song doesn't sound right for the song. Like, is that weird? Am I wrong there? I probably am, but, like, there's just something about the tone of this song that I never quite clicked with me a little bit. For me, this would be low retail or high bargain bin. And it's hard, like, because, like, oh, by the way, happy birthday, Wizard. Wizard's 10 years old now. And I'm about to put it in a low rank. I'm going to put it high bargain bin with the caveat that we keep reminding you that none of the songs are bad. It's just, like, a matter of which ones my personal preferences lean to. Yeah, so it's just not a thrilling song for me. Period. All right. Just Live More. I don't think anyone is surprised. I don't think anyone's surprised. Again, intense song. So by now you know I kind of like my songs intense. I like when they fit the theme of the series. You know, considering we are doing a modernized version of, like, the Warring States period done in, like modern day, like, magic samurai mode. Like, it's a really solid theme. It's a really strong theme. Love how this one sounds. And again, it's one that has multiple vocalists that kind of work really well together. So, yeah, absolutely one of my favorites. One of the ones I will go to. Even if I'm not in the mood to listen to Kamen Rider, it's just a song I will just throw on. Just because I want to hear it. Just out of the blue. You know? So, very, very high on my list. All right. Drive. Surprise Drive is another one it's a solid song. I like the song. I actually prefer the Kamen Rider Chips version. The Kamen Rider Chips version would be in my Holy Grail tier. I love how the remix of this one sounds. So, but on the standard one, because again, it's another one that has to convey like a high adrenaline because we're talking about, we're talking about driving in a car. We're talking about speed here. So it might be, it could stand to be just a little bit faster. It is at times, but not all the time. Solid song though. Solid song. So where do I go here? I think I want to put it just above Kabuto, just below Agito. I feel like it's somewhere in that vicinity. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that because that's one of those where I could just like nitpick it all day. Like, is it this song? Is it these? No, I like Surprise Drive. Hello, Ghost. We meet again. So, all right. So, Warera Omo. Yeah. So, I say none of the songs in this list are bad per se. I really do not like Ghost's theme. Ghost does not sound like a Kamen Rider theme. It sounds like an anime theme. And I know that sounds weird considering anime and Kamen Rider basically have the same performers. A lot of these performers do anime themes too. But it doesn't sound like a live-action hero song, especially like before it ramps up at the chorus. I don't know, it just sounds like, considering we are dealing with, like ghosts and a spiritual world and like a lot of macabre themes and imagery, like ghosts, eyeballs, phantoms. It's, I don't know, it's not, it just doesn't fit at all. Like, it does not fit the tone of the series at all. It's just way too bright. It's way too lively. And I don't think it sounds good either. Down in the flea market you go. Never bother me again. Exade. Yeah. Exade holds a special place in my heart now, and more so than it already did, because I already really loved Exade. Excite. Again, fantastic theme. So, there's a lot of digital elements to the theme. It's another theme that has like a really good, like, quiet pace that builds itself up really well. There's a difference between like the build up in songs like Ghost, where it just kind of feels like it hits the chorus and then it goes off, versus ones like Exade, where I feel like there's like a progression. Excite is another really, really good song. Really good song. And catchy. Really catchy. Yeah, I think it fits well too. I want to put it Holy Grail tier. I want to put it up there, just above Kiva. I feel. I think I said Climax Jump probably wouldn't end up in my top 5, and I'm looking at it right now. I've only got 2 songs left. I'll tell you, one of them is definitely not Holy Grail level, and it's Deno's still up there. I feel like Climax Jump at this point, because Deno is like so heavily marketed and is like one of Toei's favorites. I feel like Deno has like almost like a guilty pleasure for me, even though it shouldn't be, because it's good. But it's almost like I get the same like I feel it's like Fortnite levels, where like it's overexposed, yes. And yes, it's annoying when there's so many people go nuts over it, but in and of itself, there's nothing wrong with it, Like, I feel like it's that. Like, there's almost like, yes, I like Deno and I like its songs. Almost saying like, yes, I like playing Fortnite. Like, that weird kind of like separation. I don't know if I'm making any kind of sense here. I don't know. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. We might rearrange it. Climax Jump might bounce a couple spots here. All right, Be the One. Another song I really, really like. I'm not sure if it fits build entirely, But it works. It works. It is a very like it is a very high energy song because the singer is singing like at the right pace, at the right volume, and at the right pitch to really put some energy into it, even though it's not like a super fast paced song. And one of the things I really like about this one, it stands out because the final chorus of the song is entirely in English, which is like such a like whiplash after you've been listening to the first two choruses. It makes it fun. It makes it fun, and it is a good theme. I'm going to put a premium price. I'm going to put it below O's. I like O's better, but I do like Be the One a lot. All right, that just leaves us with ZO and Over Quartzer. I see this one ending up on a lot of people's lists very, very high. And this is where I say music is a very subjective thing because I'm not a terribly big fan of this song. I don't know what it is about the tone. It just doesn't hit me right. And maybe it's the series itself souring it on me. But even as I played in my head, there's good parts to it. I mean, if it comes up on a playlist, I'm not going to skip it. It's fine. There's just something that sounds off. That doesn't quite hit my ear the way that I like something to hit my ear, So I'm not going to bargain bin it. I'm not going to flea market it. But I'm definitely putting it down. It's nowhere near my top like it is for a lot of people. But again, it's completely subjective. What I like is not going to be what you like. And, that's just something we're going to have to agree to disagree with if you disagree. If not, we're cool. All right, so last chance. Looking at this list, am I comfortable with where everything is? And I'm looking over this. See, like, I have to break these things up, because like if I'm going like personal preference, like O's. Well, what am I talking about? It's my list. Of course, this is personal preference. I shouldn't have to like arbitrarily break things up if I think I enjoy it that much. Yes, I really like the O's theme. And if I'm being honest, like, I think that is my top 5 right there. Yeah, and see, like, this is me trying to figure out, like, where is my top 5? Because, I can agree on these top 4. I can agree on the top 4, and then I'm looking at those last 3 and go, what really is my number 5? Because it's either O's or it's Deno. In that sense, like, Kiva has to move down a little bit. And if I like, no, I want, like, because I love O's as a series so much, I want to put it higher, but I have to be honest with myself. I think Climax Jump is just a catchier song for me. I think that's fine. All right. Build being at top of premium, I'm okay with that. Kuga, top of retail, I think that's appropriate for the first Heisei Rider. I feel like I'm okay with everything else. I'm worried about getting flack on Blade and Wizard. Remember, keep in mind, it's all just my personal opinion. You are free to tell me in the comments how wrong I am. I am sure this list looks nothing like how your list would. So, as always, tell me how wrong I am. And thank you for watching. And I will see you next time. Guys, I am facing the most powerful enemy any YouTuber can face, the algorithm, and I need your help to defeat him. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. Every time you do, we attack that algorithm and we drive it back until it can no longer defeat this channel. Thank you very much.